Hi, hello. I am Dr. Jogi, Assistant Professor of English, BU Sangasri SR Kanti Arts, Commerce and Science College, Mudol. Today I would like to give my presentation on linguistics, now the study of language. First, come to the introduction. You know that linguistics is the scientific study of language. Right now, it is the for this, language is the center. There are three aspects of this study: language form, language meaning, and language in the context. Linguistics analyzes human language as a system for relating sounds or sign in sign language and meaning. Linguistics has many subfields concerned with particular aspects of linguistic structure. In the 20th and 21st century, the topic linguistics is very popular, and in the universities also may come to see as one of the know what discipline. Linguistics is the scientific study of language and its structure, including the study of grammar, syntax, and phonetics. Specific branches of linguistics include sociolinguistics, neurolinguistics, psycholinguistics, computational linguistics, and structural linguistics. And come to the meaning and definitions of linguistics. As we know that for the linguistics, what is the center? Language is the center of linguistics. I just I would like to remind statement which is by the great scholar, that language is the divine gift of articulate speech. That for communication language is needed. In that sense, study of language is essential. In that sense, we should come to the topic linguistics. Come to the meaning. Linguistics, the term from French linguistique, from Latin lingua, which means tongue. The sense language. Come to the definitions. Hyphen said, linguistics is the scientific study of language and that strives endeavor to discover gender truth and gender law relating to the growth and structure of its object. It means it is a scientific study and that strives means endeavor to discover gender truth and gender laws relating to the growth and structure of its object. It means every language has its own roots, its own growth, its own structure. If we come to the real facts about the language, linguistics is needed. Then come to the another definition by Lemon. Linguistics is a behavioral science. A full understanding of any structure would involve some knowledge of human mental process. Yes, it is for an understanding of any structure would involve some knowledge of human mental process. That language is a it is a related to mind, related to it is a cognitive activity. H. A. Gilson said, linguistics is a science which attempts to understand language from the point of view of its internal structure. Commonly, we know that we're able to speak in language, but we don't know how did develop. We don't know the history of the language. That sense, it is very essential. It attempts to understand language from the point of view of its internal structure. Finally, linguistics is the science of language. It belongs to morphemes, phonemes, semantics, lexicology, and even phonetics. I know that these are the important elements of linguistics. Then come to the point linguistics and its components or levels of linguistics. Linguistics is the study of nature, structure, and variation of language, including phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, sociolinguistics, and pragmatics. The part of linguistics that is, concerned with the structure of language is involved into a number of subfields or components. Simply that first one is here phonetics. The phonetics is very important. one of the branches of linguistics. It means, the study of speech sounds in their physical aspects. Phonology, it is also another important branches of linguistics or levels of linguistics. The study of speech sounds in their cognitive aspects. Next one is morphology. Simply, it is, the study of formation of words, or it is related to structure of words. Then come to the syntax, the study of the formation of sentences. It means it is, a scientific study of sentence patterns, which comes to study all the parts of sentences. Then come to the semantics, the study of meaning. This is very important. How does that word get, how does that word get a meaning? In that sense, semantics is very, very essential. Then, first, we have to study one by one important elements or levels of or components of linguistics. Come to the phonetics. Phonetics is my important, and my favorite topic. Already, I have written a book on this phonetics. Phonetics is very essential for, what to pronounce, to study, English words and symbols, and how to go for stress, intonation, and other things. For, proper pronunciation, the study of phonetics is really essential for even, staff and students or faculty. The study of sounds, that how they are produced and described, is a phonetics. It means the study of sounds. Language means sounds. Every language has its own sound. You can't imagine a language without sound, or you cannot imagine a word without sound. Phonetics is the branch of linguistics that deals with sounds of speech and their production, combination, description, and, representation by written symbols. Yes, it is a branch of linguistics who deals with sounds of speech. That language, speech in the sense sound, where regarding its production, combination, description, representation by written symbols. Then, it is the study of sounds of speech. It includes understanding how sounds are made using the mouth, nose, teeth, and tongue, and also understanding how the ear hears those sounds and can tell them apart. It means it from lungs to lips. Simply, that is a phonetics. It means understanding how sounds are made using the mouth. Nose, it means we may come to see organs of speech are going to use for this, production of sounds, and how the hear hears those sounds and can tell him apart. It means, which has three things they later I will discuss. A study of phonetics involves practicing producing sometimes exotic sounds, figuring out which sound you heard. The waveform of each sound can be analyzed with the help of computer programs. In a sign language, phonetic refers to possible shapes, that which is good for, mental as well as, physical space. Then come to the very important thing, a second one, phonology. Phonology or phonological structure is considered as the most superficial layer of organization. The study of arrangement or the combination of sounds in a language is called phonology. Such an, arrangement may be defined as the study of sound, pattern of language. Where in the diagram, the phonology sometime, phonetics is part of phonology, phonemics, acoustic, auditory, and articulatory. Yes, articulatory related to there is a, in phonetics we may come to three branches are there: articulatory, auditory, and acoustic. In this diagram, we may come to see the structure of the phonology. Then, very important, another is, morphology. Many people, many teachers are not associated with this concept. Morphology simply it is related to structure of the language. How did word, how did word, form? How did, word develop its structure. These all things come to under the concept morphology. Morphology is the study of morphemes of a language and of the way in which they are joined together to make words is known as morphology. Yes, it is a simply morphology is the study of morphemes. Morpheme means words. Morphology is the study of words and parts of words. It is the study of the morpheme, that is a minimally meaningful units of a form, and the pattern by which they are continued to produce words. Simply, it is a study of words in the simple way. In other words, morphology is the study of internal structure of words. It is the theory and procedures of identification, classification, and distribution of morphemes. It is the study of morphemes, that is, minimal, meaningful units of form, the pattern by which they are continued to produce words. Where, in the types of morphemes, may come to see free morpheme and bound morpheme. The free morpheme has lexical morpheme and functional morpheme. Lexical morpheme has, its own, that it is independent, functional like and the so, but other things. Next one is bound morpheme, which includes derivational morpheme and inflectional morphemes. Then come to the fourth one, syntax. Simply we may come to know syntax. It is very very essential. Simply it is that a branch of grammar which deals with structure of sentences. In order to in details, we should have knowledge of the basic word patterns of English. Linguistics have problems in agreeing how to define the word sentence. In the language, sentence is the larger part. The sentence in the sentence we may come to see first alphabet, word, phrases, then come to the clauses, then come to the syntax. These all things we may come to know under the process of that study. Here, syntax. The word syntax came originally from Greek, literally meant a setting out together or arrangement. The most important contribution of structural linguistics to the study of syntax is the immediate constituted analysis or analysis, simply which means IC analysis. If you take a when a sentence, we should go for divide it as NP and BP. NP means noun phrase, BP means verb phrase. This is called, that is IC analysis or immediate constituted analysis. It was Bloomfield who first introduced the term analysis. He demonstrated that sentence is a structural string of elements which can be split up into immediate constituents. For example, take the sentence poor Zan ran away. This sentence entered into poor Zan, and another part is ran away. Here, this is IC analysis. That so that next come to the fifth one, semiotics. You should know every word, every language has a sound, every language has a structure. Then come to the every word has a meaning. A word or a language cannot be stated, cannot be stand without meaning, because the language is a transformation of ideas from one person to another person. Sometimes it is a transferring meaning from one person to another person. Understanding is different upon the meaning. Semantics is one of the important branches of linguistics that deals with interpretation and meaning of the words, sentence structure, and symbols while determining the reading comprehension of the readers, how they understand and others and their interpretations. Means we deals with interpretation, meaning of the words. How did that word give meaning? How that meaning is good for that word. And these internal structure may come to see under the process of semiotics. In addition to semantics, construct a relation between adjoining words and clarifies the sense of a sentence, whether the meaning of words are literal or figurative. I know the word, I know that semantics, the study of meaning in a language, The term is taken from the Greek same meaning sign, isn't it? The word meaning can be defined in the many ways, but the definition most presented to linguistics and the one we will use is that meaning is the function of signs in a language. You know that proper meaning to the word identifying only through the linguistics. You know that every word has so many meanings, but according to situations, we have to use that word in a sentence, that word in a communication. These all things we may come to know in the semiotics. The understanding of meaning corresponds to German philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein definition that the meaning of word is its use in you know uh, words and other words, the role a word plays in the language. Come to the conclusion. You know that you studied phonetics, phonology, morphology, semiotics, and this come to the conclusion here. Linguistics is a relatively young social science in which there has recently been a massive expansion in almost all areas. But right now, in the all universities, we may come to see this one as department. Here, it is going to focus on language, not on a specific language. It is a general study of any language. Any language is needed for this study. That is a scientific study. It now comprises a large number of flourishing branches, several of them hybrids with other disciplines. Right now, we are in the mass era. We may come to see language is going to change one person to another change. Language influences from one language to another language. Internal developments. These all things come to see under of it. Its aim is to look at language objectively as a human phenomenon and to account for languages as they are rather than to prescribe rules of correctness in their use. Its aim is that we should use language in a right way, in a right direction. We should not go for a wrong towards language. For right direction, for the right use of language, linguistics is very essential. It therefore has twofold aims: to uncover general principles underlying human language and to provide reliable descriptions of individual languages, which to cover general principles underlying human language. You know already that language is associated with human beings. Language differs, man from animals. Man is also social animal according to Aristotle, but man is an intellectual, man is emotional, man is a talking animal because of we have one rare gift which is given by God, that the language. Then come to the linguistics and phonetics together are therefore often referred to as the linguistic sciences. At its core, linguistics can be said to have three classic subdivisions: phonology, the study of sound patterns; morphology, and syntax, the composition of words and sentences; semiotics, the study of meanings. All constitute the grammar of language. In that sense, that what is very very important. And thank you very much. Namaskar.